old baggage.
And we definitely, and one thing about a relationship, we don't come into a relationship trying to exit someone else's bags. We have to start to learn how to unload our own bags, and we need to do that outside. We need to learn how to get healthy. We cannot expect a healthy relationship if we're unhealthy, right? So the best thing to do is start to work on your health in your relationship prior to even getting in a relationship. You have to know what you want. I think I heard Coach say it once before. You have to know what you want, and you have to be able to express exactly what you want, what you're going to take and what you're not going to take, what you understand and what you don't understand, right? And there's ways by which you can do it, and what we do is we come across it wrong. What we do is express ourselves wrong, and we think that people understand it, and really they don't. And so that's the best way that I can say is that we definitely have to work on ourselves.
But when you single, how do you know? I mean, you know how when people are single, they don't really see themselves as broken, or they need that healing, or they need that time. I mean, you know, it's how do you identify that before you even try to get in a relationship? You know what I'm saying? If that's something you put on the table when you first meet, I'm broken here. I'm still dealing with this. I'm still talking about bubble head, or you know.
Well, I think it's being honest with yourself. I mean, having an honest assessment of where you are right now, not where you want to be, not just standing there hurt. And just say, if I'm hurt, say I'm hurt. If I'm not healed, say I'm not healed. And now we deal with that truth. I think a lot of times people deal with what the ideal that they want the next person to be in a relationship. Rather, let's deal with this ugly truth, and now we can deal with that. If I'm broken, no problem. If I care about you enough, I'm going to help you heal. You know, I'm going to be there for you to go through that process, because I'm not here to hurt you anymore. I apologize for the people that did hurt you.
Yeah,
I'm here to help you heal, so I want to be a part of the healing process.
All right, that's good. That's good.
All right.
And yeah, okay.
And as y'all go, remember y'all can write.
Yeah, y'all can write it. Y'all can ask. Y'all can.
So question for me: how long is too long to be engaged? How long should a couple be engaged? Is there a length of time? How long is too long? 10 years? 20 years?
35 years.
35 years? How long is too long to be engaged?
First off, it's some questions you need to ask before you even get to that point. Earlier, everybody said, they talked about time. Like, you know, when do you get into the next relationship, or what things you need to be working on? One of the major things, we don't know what time is. It's like, okay, you broke up with them in March. Is it okay to start dating somebody in April? Or should you wait till May or 6 months later? You know, then that's when you start going, okay, time really becomes dependent upon what you see it is. And then that's how you have to address it. Because when you get time wrong, then you go, the next thing is engagement. Time is still messed up. Because then you don't even know, you know, how to gauge where you need to be going into the engagement thing. So, but since you asked engagement, let's start there. What is engagement? What is it? What are you engaged to do? Engaged to go to the store? You know, we hooked up to do whatever. What is engagement? And I always say this to everybody. The way you define engagement may be different than the way I define engagement. Because that means people have gotten married, and the idea that marriage is different with both people. So if I say something stupid, like what is engagement, don't take it as stupid. Then say, you know what, let me tell him what it is to me, so I can know if he good or not good with that.
So are you saying engagement is based off perspective? It's on each individual person,
Yeah.
based on what they feel. So it's not really a time limit. It's not like, oh, we need to be engaged only for 6 months, then get married, or we need to be engaged for at least a year. You're saying that it's just different for different people, the
Right.
perspective?
It is, because you have to ask what is engagement.
Okay.
You know, because then a lot of times scripturally in any religion, the engagement period doesn't even exist. There's no such thing as engagement.
Right.
You know, it's like, now if you want to talk about courting, which a lot of us have gotten away from that, then that's what you need to really start courting, taking somebody to court, or figuring out, are you a good match? That's what that period is supposed to be for. And then, now again, I go here. Do you even understand the whole marriage concept? You understand what marriage is? It's not just two. It's not just two.
Yeah.
It's not just two people get it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
marriage is more than two people getting together.
Right.
Marriage is more than, I heard somebody say, legalized sex. Marriage is more than, just all these other things that we've thrown into it.
I said
So the vast majority of people I know, if I ask you to understand, to explain the wedding party, they can't do it. Because each one of those people has a role that continues longer than the marriage, continues longer than just that day. But we don't want to get into that. But okay, let's get into it. A best man. What are you saying when the husband, the fiance chooses a best man? What is the role of the best man? Or can the best man be a woman? We in modern times now. Come on, quit playing. So, what is the role of the best man? Because this is what you're supposed to be thinking about when you're talking about you getting engaged. Now, you're eventually going to get to the marriage. Best man. What is his job?
What's the best man job, yeah?
What is his job?
Anybody know?
Oh, come on, we got.
I never thought about it.
We got married people in here. Y'all got married.
We got married in the courthouse.
Okay. That's a little different. Right.
We had two 18-year-old witnesses.
So when you go with them people, now I've been married before. I'm divorced now, but I was married. So come on, y'all. Y'all have had marriage ceremonies where the husband had the best man standing right there. What is the role of the best man?
Right, I think.
Huh? What's one? So what now? I want to know what you think too. This is instead of us just talk. Let's engage. Let's talk. Let's get engaged.
I honestly thought that it was just a not a formality, I can't even say that, but I thought it was just a system that people put in place just to celebrate the fact that they are uniting themselves with somebody else. I never really researched or understood the different names and roles and all of that. I never even paid attention to none of that.
I was thinking that the best man probably coordinates all the groom's little activities and whatnot.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we graduated to, yes.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Talk to them.
The best man takes care of the wife if the husband cannot or he dies.
Right.
Oh wow.
If the husband
really?
cannot take care of the wife or family,
Like
Oh,
what?
really?
if the husband
Oh, yeah.
cannot, if he cannot take care of the wife or family, the best man, which is normally his brother or somebody in his family, is supposed to
Really?
take care of that responsibility.
So if he ain't got no brothers, then
No, then he can still choose somebody.
Wow.
But
To take
what
that
you're
position.
then saying is, if I am injured, I'm in a car accident, I die, or whatever, his role is to step in and make sure she's okay.
Wow.
To a point where if I'm cheating, she's supposed to be able to go to the best man and say, he ain't right. And the best man will be like, I need to holler at you, bro.
oh wow, it's getting deep.
So
It's getting deep.
So the job of the best man is longer than just that day.
Wow.
No, watch
I didn't know that.
No,
I
watch
didn't know
it. Now, hold on. It get deep now.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Now, look,
let's stay. We gonna
wait,
stay because we
you
gonna
got a-
get
you
on
got a
topic.
maid- You got a maid of honor.
Yeah.
You got a matron of honor.
Yeah.
Matron of honor is married, but the maid of honor is not. What's the purpose of the maid of honor?
She take the wife's place and she give messages like that.
That's right. The wife says that if I die, I want you to be with this woman over here.
Oh well, see that's why I didn't
Oh,
have no
heck no.
That's why I didn't have none.
picking your replacement.
That's what the whole marriage ceremony is done, because it's bigger than just the two of you getting together.
Right.
What you're then doing is putting two communities together, and the community is saying, we're not going to fall to the wayside. So the matron of honor, she's the elder woman that's already married. They come to the wife and say, you need to make sure you do X, Y, Z to make sure the man is happy. This is how you keep him at home. This is how you do this, this, and this. So these roles we've had, but never applied them. So we go back to her initial question, engagement. Most people
Everybody
don't.
knew, yeah.
Most people don't.
Well, I guess
because-
won't nobody be having none of their wedding now.
That's gonna be me in here. There's gonna be me in here.
I'll make it a name out of me. This what happened to my husband.
That's why when she said,
Wait till I die, yes.
Yeah.
that's why when she says, hey,
How long?
how long is the engagement process supposed to be? There are things that should be taking place before you get to the marriage state. Because it doesn't make any sense for me to choose my best man and he don't have a job. He can't take care of what he already got going on. So I don't need to choose him. So that whole process is them two people looking to see what's going on around. So then how long does it take you to see what your community is about? Is that 6 months? Or is that a year? Or is that 10 years? Because the playing around that most of us do during engagement, it's not what it's about.
Well, that's a lot of information.
Oh.
That was a lot. So we gonna pause. That was
Yeah,
a nice pause.
yeah.
Let that process in.
I'm gonna have to process
That's
that,
a lot.
honey.
So your community, but it makes sense, and that might be, but that might be why. Yeah, but that also might be why there may be a lot of issues. And maybe
Issue in that-
family
yeah.
marriage, because you see that community of people.
Right.
But
Because
why
when people
is
get married, they don't think of it as a community. I married him. It's between us. It's just us. So then,
I think
You don't have
that
the accountability.
right. No, like when I marry individuals, the very first thing I do is when I go first, I have premarital counseling. Talk to them, and we go through some processes, right? But what's most important to me is going into the rooms where you have all the women and you have all the men. And when I go into the room of all the men, I explain their roles. That this is not just a gathering of having a good time, just a moment of excitement and fun. This takes a role that you are now a part of their family. Everyone that is there have been chosen to be a part of the community. This one community.
of this marriage,
of
this relationship. I got it.
This is a community. And now you have established a community with everyone that's in this party. And then I go and I say the same thing to the women. And I tell the men, whenever he does something, right, you don't just side with him because he's the dude. That's not why you're here. You have to basically, because this is a serious matter. What we've done in marriages,
it's diluted
we've
it.
done, we totally diluted it. And guess why we diluted it? We didn't dilute
Why?
it because we knew. We diluted it because we didn't know. And what we've done is we started doing ritual things.
Yeah.
It just became ritual. They ask you a question. Do you want to light your candle? You want to jump the broom?
Yeah.
Do you want to do? And half the time you don't even know why you want to
Yeah.
do that. It's just something to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, the unity candle. And you don't even know what that means.
Means,
You
yeah.
don't know what the saying mean. You don't know what the broom jumping mean. You don't know what any of that mean. It just looks good. And as we continue on in this conversation, definitely we're going to get to that place about doing things because everybody else is doing it.
That's good.
I'm in a relationship because, or I'm not in a relationship, or I want to be in a relationship is because everybody that's around